Who's House, Rams House. You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Hit like, share, and link. Who's House, Rams House. You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Home of the champions. Who's House, Rams House. You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Hit like, share, and link. Who's House, Rams House. You know who we rollin' with. Golden Rams Buzz Podcast. Home of the champions. When I need a scoop on the league, I hit up.
Welcome to episode 13 of the Golden Round Buzz Podcast with Chris, Damon, and Sal. Today our special guest will be my cousin Malik Jackson. Y'all see him at the Tailgate. The Mixologist has a birthday coming up. With that being said, woo, victory!
Alrighty, guys. Rams did their thing on Sunday in Arizona, beating the Cardinals 37-14. Welcome back, Kyren Williams, who had 204 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, Tyler Higbee chipped in with 2 receiving touchdowns. Thoughts on the games, guys? I thought this was the most complete game of the year for the Rams on offense and defense. What do you guys say?
My opinion was this. McVay knew, because last time Kyren played against the Cardinals, he went off.
Yeah.
They can't contain him. He went off again. Only thing I don't like about Kyren, he went to Notre Dame. But that's besides him.
Right.
Anyways, but like he goes off, and then you see McVay stick to the plan. No need to pass. If something's working, let it work. No need to be like, okay, we got to get Stafford the ball. They just ran. They just destroyed them. They just, McVay's 10-2 in the last 6 years, I believe, or whatever.
Yeah.
Against the Cardinals. So complete game. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I knew once they got Kyren Williams back, I knew that the Rams offense would open up the offense and involve the tight end more. And so it didn't really surprise me. I knew he would dominate, but I mean, he really dominated. It could have even been worse, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good
right.
game.
I mean, the scoring was amazing.
Yeah,
the only
and Stafford didn't get sacked, clean pockets.
I mean, threw 4 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah, so our offense is there, but the nice thing is that we're starting to get players back right now, right at the right time.
And like Bill Parcells said at Thanksgiving, that's when you know where your team is at. And Rams are 2-0. You know, last 2 games, and they're looking good.
There's one thing missing. What's
The
missing,
kicker?
guys?
Kicker?
No, the kicker's doing good.
No, one thing's missing. Puka and Cooper Kupp combined for what? 2 catches for 45 yards?
Yeah.
So you see when Cooper Kupp again left the game, it seemed like the offense opened up.
It opens up, yeah.
Throwing the pass, people, receivers. Okay, Robinson, okay.
Tutu Atwell let the
team
receiving.
It kind of reminds me of this. We all like basketball. When the best player is out there and then everybody seems to get the ball, everybody plays as a team, then that person comes back, they're ball dominant. So it's like that. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. Oh, dang, Cooper Kupp's out. I got to spread it around. I'm not saying I love Cooper Kupp, obviously, but it seems the Rams are playing better without him.
Well, you know, I mean, the players do get like that. I remember when the Rams had Dickerson, and some of the receivers were saying that they never really ran their routes. Like, they ran the routes, but they knew they weren't going to get the ball. They would just run their route like half-heartedly, turn around and watch Dickerson carry the ball. So I think when you have like Cooper Kupp and that connection, you get so comfortable that you're just like, you know what, you're probably not going to get the ball anyway. But I think when Kupp goes out, everybody has to elevate their game, including the offensive linemen, and the ball could be thrown to anybody. And I think that's why the Rams tend to play better as a team without Kupp.
I even looked back at some research. I looked at the old Niners games, Jerry Rice. They just always throw to Jerry Rice. They had other options. Or like the old Minnesota film. I looked on YouTube for reals. Who are they? Randy Moss, Chris Carter, somebody else, Robert Smith. Everybody got involved. They just didn't throw to Randy Moss all the time.
Right.
I'm just like, this is how it's supposed to be. You open up for everybody. Everybody's involved. Everybody's happy. They play more. Because everybody in the NFL has an ego. If you feel like you're not going to get the ball, well, it's not going to come to me. But when you feel anybody can get it anytime.
But those are all great receivers that you're talking about, Hall of Famer receivers.
Yes.
But the difference with the Rams is that pretty much Puka and Cooper Kupp, they're the same guy.
Yeah, you said that.
So they don't complement each other, right? I mean, Jerry Rice was going to get his. John Taylor got whatever, was left. And same thing when he had Lynn Swann, John Stallworth, right? Yeah. I mean, they were never big names, but they knew their role.
Yeah,
with the Rams, it's just like, I mean, Cooper Kupp is he's a great player, but now that you have Puka, Puka could do everything Cooper Kupp can do, but also he's more physical. So what I would do, I actually would put Cooper Kupp in the slot. I wouldn't have him blocking or doing a lot of this stuff because he doesn't really need to do that. He's getting almost 30 years old. What I would do is just find other ways to get him the football. And then, I would just have...
turn him into a Wes Welker?
No,
Yeah.
it's too big for
Well,
that.
Julian.
well, the money, see again, and then with his big contract, it's hard because you want production out of that. But you know what? I think at the end of the season, the Rams are going to deal with that. But me personally, I'd rather have.
And thank you, Chicago. That 84 loss. That 84 loss.
Yeah.
Against the Bears. I mean, that takes a little bit of steam. But thank you for beating Minnesota. We're only one game back behind them, guys.
Wasn't that crazy?
Oh, thank you. They won without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, you know, and it looked like the Vikings were coming back.
Yeah,
right?
they were.
The momentum was their way, and
It
then
was.
I like that Justin Fields took the game in his own
Yeah,
hands,
he did.
didn't he? Yeah, so he proved that he could get it done. So that was cool.
Alrighty, guys. So Rams are now 4-1 in the NFC West.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is
That's
amazing.
amazing
That's
for this
crazy.
young team.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So now to our next opponent, the Cleveland Browns, who haven't played the Rams in Los Angeles since what year? What year, guys?
1987. I don't
No.
know.
No, I would say about 92, 93.
93. I'm going to have some fun facts from 93.
Wow.
Guys, what was the number one movie in December 26, 93 when the Cleveland last played in Los Angeles?
It wasn't The Bodyguard.
No.
Dude, I don't. Not
93, wow.
cast. I don't know. What was
What
it?
do you have a guess, Al?
No, I love
Jurassic
movies.
Park. What was the number one movie?
Oh, the first one?
The first one.
It cost
original.
$225 to go
The
to the movies
first-
back then.
Oh.
The Jags and the Panthers were awarded franchises that year in 93. They weren't even teams yet. The number one song for that time, what do you think it was?
Don't worry, be no, it wasn't. Don't worry, be happy.
No.
Rap song or what?
It was R&B.
Poison. I
That's
don't
a long
know.
time ago.
Mariah Carey, Hero.
Wow.
Gas was how much at that time?
I would say probably 110.
Ding, ding, ding. $1.11. Gas was $1.11 a gallon.
It was?
What? How
Yeah.
much was an arc on that night?
And then also
87?
too, Bill Clinton was in his first term as president.
That's a lot of, those are good
And
memories.
hold on, Dallas. They won a Super Bowl there.
Yeah, they beat the Bills in Pasadena.
And there's a kid born 1992. He was 1 year old. that
Hey,
year.
okay. Last thing. Who were the starting quarterbacks for the Browns and the Rams that day?
Ooh, Bernie
Okay.
Kosar
No,
and
and
hold on, Eric Zaire and
And-
damn.
Sal, you got a guess?
I would say for the, probably either, was it Chris Chandler or Chris Miller?
TJ Rubley.
Oh, that was
And for the Browns, who
Number
was the quarterback?
12.
Wow, for the
Damn.
Browns,
Okay, I'll give you guys a hint. He was a number one pick, overall pick.
Testaverde.
Yep, there you go. Vinny
I remember that
Testaverde.
game.
Man, that's
Vinny Testaverde.
crazy.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Vinny Testaverde. So now we're gonna bring our special guest, Mr. Malik Felton.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to interview him because I'm gonna be a fanboy.
Malik Jackson.
I'm gonna be a fan. I'm sorry, Malik Jackson. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be a fanboy, so I don't know if I want to interview him tonight because this guy was the ish in Servite.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful
Coming
school,
up,
too. Yeah.
Malik Jackson.
My name's Robert Bristow, owner of Value Tina's. We've been here for about 20 years. I've been the new owner for about 2.5 years. We're all about consistency, quality, and bang for your buck. We're located on Valley View in Lamson, 12385 Valley View Street. We open at 11, close at 9, 7 days a week. Welcome.
Alrighty, guys. Before we get started with Malik, I want to say congratulations to Modern Day Monarchs who won the CIF title,
Yeah.
beating St. John Bosco. St. John Bosco last Friday, 35-7. So congratulations. I know you guys.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely not clapping
yeah.
for that. I can't.
You
We're
can't?
going to bring our special guest, Malik Jackson. Now, I said before I was going to be a fanboy because I remember when this guy was in high school, I would go to his games and the guy would run all over people. I mean, the guy was amazing. So, Malik, first off, talk about you. Like, I remember, you're in high school. I remember I saw you at Mission Viejo at Angel Stadium.
Yes, sir.
And then remember that rainy game in Carson? Tell me about that game. I still asked Demond about that.
Oh, De La Salle when we got beat. Yeah.
Like, you guys
Back-
played, who'd you guys play?
De La Salle.
De La Salle, yeah.
We got
De La
beat. We got
Salle's
stomped
good.
on.
I mean, that rain was treacherous.
Yeah. So the bad thing about that too was also play calling was that good, and then we had 5 games on the same field before
Right,
us.
that, exactly.
So it made it
Oh,
even
was
worse.
it the last game?
And then
Yeah.
I got tackled so
Yeah.
many times. To be honest, people were wondering why at the end of the game I got out. I literally, because I was so small, so skinny at the time, I got hypothermia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's serious. Yeah, I was only 5'4", 150 pounds at the time. Yeah, they lied. They said I was 5'6". I was 170 pounds, and that was a lie. I was only 150. So yeah, I literally got hypothermia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be
So
such a
now,
picture.
okay, so you're a Rams fan.
Yes,
because
sir.
You're a godfather, Lucius Smith.
Yes, sir.
And then you said you were coached by Ivory Sully and Leroy Everett.
Yes, sir.
So talk about that.
So I had no choice basically from my godfather because that's what I grew up on. He would never be there for me as a mentor, and then that's why I served by. That's why I wore, to be honest, wore number 23.
Okay.
That's why I was worried because I was in dedication for him
Nice.
and all the love I have for him. And then being coached in Pop Warner from Coach Leroy,
and then it was good. And then Ivory Soley was my high school coach.
Wow.
So like literally, I had Rams legends growing up. So like I had no choice. And since then, I always had to show love for him. Always had to show love. Even when they went away, yeah, I did. I can be honest. I did like favorite players from certain teams, but I always had love. And I remember our godfather was telling me literally about a year before the Rams come back. He's like, "Oh, I'm just giving you a heads up. The Rams are coming back." I'm like, "Well," I'm like, "If the Rams are coming back, it's done and over with." And so then, boom. Was a long story.
Okay, now Malik, also too, you played with Troy Nicholas, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is funny because I listen to Jim Rohn. I'm a diehard Jim Rohn fan since '96, and Jim Rohn to this day still plays that Troy Nicholas from Notre Dame. I like to take my shirt off. When I take my shirt off, I take it off. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So I mean, Troy, he was a second round pick, right?
Second round pick, yep.
What was it like playing with Troy Nicholas?
Man, funny thing, you want to know something really funny though? We know each other since we were kids.
Wow.
He's always been that big and that tall. Literally at the age of 7, he was already like 5'9".
That's
and
crazy.
the crazy thing was, before he was actually tight end, you know what he used to be?
Running back.
A quarterback.
Okay.
He had the perfect arm. No lie, he was slinging it. But then he just got too big. And then like instead, became a defensive end, tight end. And then it was like perfect with him. It was heaven on earth. Running behind him, what was happening? Like, bro, I was a midget back then, so it was perfect just to sneak behind him and just blowing people up. With him, I got shot with my other linemen too. Wyatt Baker, Miles, look at Travis Airville, bro. Like, honestly,
that's you guys had one linebacker that went to BYU. What was his name?
Oh, you talking about Butch Powell? That's a homie team.
Yeah, he was good.
To be honest, without those players, I know I get a lot of props and stuff like that. But I've always said, even back then, without my linemen, I wouldn't be able to do nothing.
No, that's so true.
That's serious.
That's
so then shout out to all of them, man.
I said, in order to win in football, you need a good O-line and D-line.
And defense wins championships, and we had a great defense.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt. Oh, you got shout out Matt Emmon too. Carlton Dennis, Jordan Jones.
There you go.
Literally, high package, high quality, stomping on people.
No, I think it's amazing that like how spoiled we are in Orange County to have a lot of good high school football, but the memories and stuff. I mean, everyone gets involved for the CIF and championship games. So
always.
I mean, to be a big part of that history is amazing.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
So you won 2 CIF titles?
Yeah, so back-to-back CIF titles, state championship title for D2 my junior, then state runner my senior.
Okay.
And then for track and field, it was also a CIF champion in the 4x4, and then also made it Masters in the 200.
There you go, brother.
Thank you.
Now, this week is special for you. Tell them why it's special for you.
Well, it's special for me because this weekend's actually my birthday tailgate. So I would love.
How old are you going to be?
31. I know I look young. I look young, but yeah, I'm going to be 31.
Alrighty. So tell everybody where you can see you on this Sunday.
Oh, you already know. SoFi Stadium, Pink Lot J. I need you guys to come up, show some support, show some love, and I'll be really appreciated. I mean that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Thank you, Malik Jackson.
Thank you. My man.
Awesome.
My man.
Take and bake. The Rare Bakery located at all locations. Stateside, nationwide. Take and bake the Rare Bakery. Whole grain loaf. Fish briquettes. Ciabatta rolls. Regular rolls. You guys know you can't make a sandwich without bread, right? What are you going to use for your peanut butter jelly sandwich? You need bread. Why not take a break with the Rare Bakery? For all your tailgating needs, all your family holidays, your family functions. Take a break with the Rare Bakery at all retail locations in California and nationwide. You see the hat? You see the shirt? Podcast sponsor and tailgate sponsor, the Rare Bakery. Take a break. We'll see you at Tailgate.
Enough said, come on. Who's house? Rams house. You know who we rollin' with. Rams Buzz Podcast. Hit like, share a link. Who's house? Rams house. You know who we rollin' with. Rams Buzz Podcast. Home of the champions. Who's house? Rams house.
We are back. Great little interview with my cousin Malik. Don't forget, catch him this Sunday. Celebrate his birthday at the tailgate. Big shout out to Ann as well. They share a birthday. That's fun.
All right.
Wow, that's awesome.
Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna go to Week 13 news and scores. So last week, Frank Wright was fired by the Carolina Panthers, who are 1-10, and people are doubting them because they say they should have taken C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young. Well, I remember last year, guys, Carolina had Steve Wilkes, who's the current D coordinator of the Niners, and they were 6-6, and people wanted Steve Wilkes hired, but they didn't hire him. Thoughts on Frank Wright getting fired?
Go ahead, Sal.
It didn't surprise me. I don't see what people see in Frank Wright. When you draft a young quarterback, you have to make sure that you have a quarterback that can develop him.
Yeah,
a coach that can develop him.
I mean, this is a 40-year age difference.
Yeah.
Now tell the fans, what is Frank Wright most famous for?
Well, I mean, he being a backup to Jim
But
Kelly.
what game though? What game?
Oh, you're talking about when they played the Oilers? When
Yeah,
they
you
came
go.
from behind? Yeah.
Yep.
Don't
They
forget
came from
about college
behind.
too. Maryland versus Miami.
Yeah.
The largest
Yeah.
comeback in college and NFL.
That's crazy.
But that's kind of where he made his name. But he's a solid backup. But I some of these old coaches are stubborn in their ways.
Oh,
These
yeah.
younger players, if
Yeah.
you're going to draft a guy who's mobile, you got to play, you got
Two
to.
extremes.
Yeah, you don't try and turn him into a drop back quarterback, especially someone that's small.
Exact. Thank you.
I don't like small quarterbacks. like that.
I've never been a fan of him either.
Yeah.
Ever since Flutie.
Yeah, Flutie, yeah.
What do you got to say?
So
Demond?
Carolina's fired 2 coaches in 2 years.
Yeah.
Frank Wright is the first coach to be fired back-to-back seasons from both
Right.
teams. I thought he did a good job with the Colts.
Yeah.
The coaches had like 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but the Colts are the
You know what I'm
Colts.
saying?
Not Frank. They had Rivers and
Rivers,
Carson
Wentz,
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. They had that the guy from the black guy, the black quarterback, came from New England.
Oh, Jacoby
Cam.
Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. So like Carolina's in disarray because
No, but when they had Cam Newton, they were pretty decent.
Yeah.
Who's that Cam Newton?
I'm talking about Carolina Panthers.
Oh yeah.
They,
Oh
been
yeah,
so
yeah.
long.
they had some success,
Oh,
but
And it
A lot of
sucks
success.
because they traded their picks to the Bears, so every kind of pitches it goes to the
And
Bears.
also two guys that traded McCaffrey to the Niners.
Hold on. McCaffrey to the Niners.
Yeah.
DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Who else? They had like 2 or 3 other people they traded.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
top
Now you
talent.
always see what.
The Rams were this close to getting Brian Burns last year.
Now you. They're
Would
just
you want
having
him now,
yard
though?
sale.
No.
No.
Right? You don't want him. Right?
I'm not trying to be a Ram fan. Get him. No, we're
No,
not getting
that's
nobody.
what I said.
Yeah,
Right
dude.
now,
So-
I think the Rams, a lot of these young players, they deserve to play.
And it's
Yeah, oh,
crazy because
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I would compliment the roster, but I
And
wouldn't.
I root
get a
for
guy
Bryce
to-
Young because he's from LA Casino,
Yeah.
played in
Me
modern
too,
day.
me too.
Yeah,
When
oh,
I see him, the helmet looks so big. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, people wear those big hats.
Yeah.
Like already at the tailgate was. That's
I
what it
can
looks like.
imagine, though, it's really hard to build a team on a small quarterback like that. I mean, he's going to, no matter what, I don't care what talent you put around him, he's going to be limited. He just
I
is.
agree.
You might win a division with him, but do you want to win a Super Bowl or division? If you want to win a Super Bowl, then go for it. But, I mean, C.J. Stroud is like, he's a real deal. It's pretty sad that they passed on it.
That's
And-
crazy.
But now you see where Greg Olson is saying that he would like to, coach. But the Panthers, you got to just stay away from all these people and just make a smart decision.
I agree.
Bring
Gotta
a
be an
real
offensive
coach
coach.
in. Yeah, I
Offensive
wouldn't
coach.
bring in a guys like that. Let them. All you're doing is just prolonging the obvious. He'll be there 2 years and he'll get fired.
But it's okay because Brandon Staley is going to be fired eventually. So Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator for the Lions, going to have his choice.
And Demond brought a good point about Brandon Staley. Adam Schefter said earlier this week that as many as 10 head coaching jobs could be open at the end of this year. So there's 2 open already in Carolina and the Raiders. Who else? What else you guys see?
Chargers.
Chargers, New England,
Yeah.
I think even Washington too.
Commanders.
Yeah,
Washington.
that would be a good job.
Who else?
If I'm Ben
I
Johnson,
think the Saints job, Dennis Allen. If they don't win a division, I think he's gone.
hey,
Yeah,
if
boy.
I'm the offensive coordinator for the Lions, because they signed him next one more, I'm going to Chargers. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, genius, helped Jared
But
Goff.
would you promote Kellen Moore or no?
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I
seems
would
to
want
be-
that guy gone.
He changed the Lions around so far, so we'll see.
But you know what? You already know that the Chargers aren't going to pay big money for a
They're
coach,
not.
so they're
Exactly.
probably going to get an assistant coach. So that's a good call.
Alrighty, guys. So I think the Detroit Lions hype train is slowing down as they lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving, 29-22. Thoughts on that game?
I don't think the hype train died down. When's the last time they won on Thanksgiving?
I don't remember.
When's the last time? Exactly. When's the last time the Lions won on Thanksgiving? When they had Barry Sanders, they lost like 6 or 7. I mean, obviously they probably had somebody else, but I wasn't shocked. I mean, I was because I thought the Lions were going to win, but it's the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but
let's be real.
But I agree with Chris. I think the train's starting to slow up.
But how?
And you know what? The funny thing is all these Ram fans were. Why did the Rams trade Goff? Why did the Rams?
Now you see why.
Now you know why.
Exactly.
I tell people the last drive of the Super Bowl when it was just Stafford and Cup. Goff probably would have taken him down to like the 29-yard line, thrown a pick. He just isn't that guy yet. He may never be that guy. But I just when I see him in big games, he'll put up big numbers, just Justin Herbert. But
He's going to have 3 to 4 turnovers.
Yeah, he had 6 turnovers in 2 games.
That's crazy.
That's why the Rams got rid of him.
Yeah.
You can't turn the ball over in the NFL and be a starter.
My question is this: you said the hype train ran out because they're still 8-3 and still in first place.
Right.
Let me ask you guys a question: when the last time the Lions won that division?
What, 91?
So you're objectives to win the Super Bowl.
you
But the
get-
Lions won the
right.
division after Aaron Rodgers
No,
and
but,
Bill
I mean,
ran it.
there's a lot to be proud of.
Yeah.
But they're not that team that everybody thinks they are.
Exactly.
But let me ask you guys a question. Be honest. The Rams make the playoffs. Would you rather them play Detroit in the first round, Matthew Stafford goes back home, or play the Niners in the first round?
Detroit, of course.
Why?
I think it'd be a better. I mean, it'd be more intrigue. Golf versus Stafford. Brad Lewis versus Les Snead. I mean, I think it'd be a better storyline.
But and then wouldn't you also say not only would it be Stafford Goff, it would also be McVay versus Goff.
Yeah.
They kind of left on bad terms.
They did.
McVay
He
really
said he
never
talked about it face to face.
Yeah, McVay. Well, the Rams couldn't really legally say a lot of things, so Goff went off. But all these fans were saying, "How come the Rams haven't mentioned the trade? Or how come they haven't said it?" The Rams legally couldn't really talk about it because it wasn't official.
Exactly.
But Goff took some shots at McVay. But I think that would be a good game. But I tell people this. I mean, I'm a Ram fan, of course. But if the Rams get in the playoffs, I would put Coach McVay against Shanahan.
Oh, any of them.
Against, I'd put him against
McCarthy,
any coach. Yeah, and I would also take Stafford over Purdy or I like Jalen Hurts, but these guys are beatable.
Yeah.
They're not. Every team could be beat in the NFL. All you need is a chance, and I would just let them.
So you want the Rams to finish in the 6th seed and play the Lions?
Well, I would take 7, 6.
Okay.
I would take.
I was looking, I was like,
get
ooh,
there.
because we could catch Seattle. They're gonna lose on Thursday.
Oh,
yeah. It's so funny having to cheer for Dallas, though, right?
I know. It don't bother me. They're not in our division. I mean, in our.
No, but I mean, it's hard to say
yeah.
go Cowboys,
Yeah.
But I mean, for that game, I'll take it.
Steelers win another defensive game against the Bengals, 16-10. Steelers are 7-4. I don't know how they're doing it with really no offense, but
Smoke and mirrors, maybe.
yeah, thoughts on that. I mean, I think good coaching, Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, man, he could do it. Like he's never had a losing season.
Right, exactly.
9-8, 8.
That's
he's
crazy,
never
in almost
lost,
16
man.
years.
So he'll ragtag people together. Motivation. That's the true definition of a coach.
Well, I think he is the epitome of perseverance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never panic. He takes your best shot, and they just keep rolling. You might kind of stymie him, but they never fall back.
That's true.
He just waits till you get tired, and they take advantage of your
Steelers
mistakes.
had 3 coaches in our lifetime.
That's crazy.
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
But you
Coaches
look,
get that 3 coaches in a year for Carolina.
right, because see, when they get fired, but even Pittsburgh said the reason why they don't act on emotion. They said it's really hard to give a guy, you bring him in 1 year. By the time he brings his staff in, it takes a while. Look at McVay. This is a whole new coaching staff for McVay, right? And the Rams are having success again.
Alrighty, guys. Jags beat the Texans. Texans could have sent the game in overtime, but Matt Amendola missed a 58-yard field goal.
He got cut, huh?
Yeah, he got cut yesterday.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that game?
It looked like an exciting game.
It
man.
was.
That
It was.
division's
It was
out.
fun
And
to watch.
They asked Trevor Lawrence, what do you think about the division? He's like, I want the division to be terrible
Yeah,
so I can
I know.
win. I don't want to face this guy every time and win. I want them to be bad.
But what did you guys say that? Although there's a lot of average records, this has been one of the greatest football seasons
I
to
agree.
watch.
Like
I
I said,
think
I'm not a fan of
there's
parody,
a lot of good games.
Parody on mediocrity, but I agree with Sal. This has been one of the.
I mean, there's a lot of good games.
There's
to
only
watch.
one team.
It's unwatchable.
No, there's one team that's great, but they could be beatable any time. The Eagles. They should have lost
We'll
like 2 or
discuss
3
that
games.
later.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Eagles beat the Bills in overtime,
What a
37-34.
What a game.
Me personally, I think Jalen Hurts is the MVP, and I think Tyreek Hill is second. Thoughts on that game?
Yeah,
You guys,
yeah.
what do you think the MVP is?
Yeah. I would say. You remember early in the season, everybody was talking about Tua, right?
Oh yeah.
You don't even hear his name mentioned
That's
anymore.
true.
That's what I'm saying. It's a long season, but I would say. Hurts is playing great ball.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is the MVP because his teams. Think about it. People always say Super Bowl hangover. 10-1. That's not first place.
That's
Last
right.
year, around this time last year, same
Plus,
record.
another thing about Hurts is how can
He's
you
so
be a hater?
chill.
That guy is so
Yeah,
humble,
he's
right?
so chill.
He's a real professional. He
He
never
is.
takes shots at anybody. He
Nothing.
just, he does his talking on the field. So
And
I
that
respect
kicker
that.
kicked a 59-yard field goal in the win.
Jake Elliott. Yeah.
And then Buffalo had the guy wide open, and then that tells you because Buffalo was hyped up.
Yeah.
The hype train was
Yeah.
Buffalo.
But they start believing it, right?
Yeah, until you got to play these games, man. Will Buffalo not
That-
make the playoffs? Hey, that may be.
McDermott?
Gone?
Yeah, I think he would be gone.
You say go.
I would get rid of him. Yeah, you
All
can't
right.
keep playing games with these coaches like
Yeah.
that.
And so we're going to discuss Week 13 games. Seahawks versus Cowboys.
Let's go, Dallas! Let's go! How about the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Please, Dallas, do
Yeah.
us a favor. Please beat Seattle because they beat Seattle. The Rams beat Cleveland. The Rams are in second place in the division.
Leapfrog him, yeah.
So is it time for Geno to write back?
I think Geno's going. I think if the Seahawks go like 7-10, I think it might be a forced exit out for Pete Carroll, man. I think he might be like
Another coach gone with that.
Yeah, I think it might be the right on the
Yeah,
wall. Pete, you're gonna be
yeah.
72, 73.
Because he invested in.
Is he older than Belichick?
I think they're the same age.
Not same age.
But
Yeah.
Pete
But
looks
they're
so much
talking about
younger.
Belichick.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, they're talking about Belichick, taking another post, maybe with the Giants or someone.
So you got the Cowboys?
I have to go for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys. It'll be closer. I think it'll be something like, I'd say 27-24.
I got the Cowboys in a route, 35-17. Don't be surprised if Deron Bland gets another pick six. Shout out to Deron Bland. He's a California kid from Modesto. Yeah. Went to Sac State.
And then Fresno State.
Fresno State, yeah.
Yeah.
And who's he taking the place of?
Not Trayvon Diggs. Was it Trayvon Diggs? Yeah, Trayvon Diggs.
Yes. So what happens next?
Alrighty, guys. Chargers versus Patriots. I think if the Chargers lose, I think Brandon Staley gets fired. I think Kellen Moore gets promoted to the head coach to finish out the year. Who do you guys got in this game?
I'm going for the Pats. The score may be 9-6 or something. Chargers going to do some Charger things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll be the first. Come on, Chargers. You can't lose to the Patriots. Well, then again, you can lose to the Patriots. So Chargers lose 9-6. I'm Friday till he's fired.
I think it's going to be ugly, but I think the Patriots are going to beat them. I think that Staley's he's circling the drain right now.
Oh, they're saying
you got to get rid of that guy. Yeah, you got to get rid of him.
I'm not a big Patriots fan, but gosh. I'm going to say the Chargers win 21-20. Yeah, 21-20. Alrighty, this should be an interesting game. Broncos versus Texans.
Oh, this is a good matchup because the Broncos are about after they're done. 1-5.
Yeah.
Losing by 70 points. Miami put up on them. They're in second place in the division. Won 4 in a row, right?
5 and 5. Yeah.
5 in a row, I think.
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
No, 4 in a row.
Yeah. 4 in a row. So with that being said, Broncos win 30-27.
Yeah, I think he's got his cookie show back, huh?
Yeah, Russ is cooking.
He's playing some good football right now.
Great
He really is.
Game manager, but he's playing good.
But also Sean Payton, I mean, he's doing some good things.
Because you gotta remember they don't know each other, so people are like, oh, they're done. It takes time.
But you know what? When you bring attention to yourself by with your mouth, that's why everything that came towards to Sean Payton, he deserved it for talking like that. Yeah, now you just shut up and play football. Yeah.
So you got in this game, Sal?
I would say that Broncos win.
Yeah, I'm going to say Broncos win. I think it's going to be close, 30-27. Now forget Eagles KC last week. This is the freaking game of the year.
Woo!
Eagles versus the 49ers. Bang, bang, Niner game. You better win this game. Damon, who do you got? Oh, my gosh.
Did you ask me who I got? I will never, ever root for the Niners in my life. Boy, unless it's the Rams win the division or something. But Eagles are going to smoke. They're playing in Philadelphia. It don't matter. Philadelphia wins 27-14. Brock Purdy's going to get exposed. Oh, last year didn't have him. I understand that. But this year you guys got him.
Yeah, you guys, bang, bang, Niner game. You got to
play
healthy.
So. Yeah, I think I would go with the Eagles also. I think the Eagles just have their number. The Niners are a good team, but I don't know. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be too much for the Niners defense.
I'm going to say Eagles win a close game, 28-24. Alrighty, guys, and now this is the game we all been waiting for, the game of the week for us, Rams versus the Browns. Possibly no Dorian Thompson-Robinson, possibly no Amari Cooper, possibly no Myles Garrett. I mean, the writing's on the wall. I mean, I know it's any given Sunday, but the Rams should win this game. Come on, give me a
Rams, score. Do it. Come through. Win 3 in a row, 6-6. Going to Baltimore, have a chat. This is great. Come on, Rams, being 6-6. All those players are missing. Right?
Possibly,
yeah.
Because Myles Garrett was in the sleep.
Doesn't Cleveland have the best defense?
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
But who's our quarterback for Cleveland? P.J. Walker?
It was Dorian Thompson, but it will be P.J. Walker.
Man, Rams 34.
Or it might be Joe Flacco.
34-17 Rams.
Yeah. I think the Rams' offense is going to keep clicking. I would say 38-17 Rams.
I'm going to go with the Rams, of course, 31-14.
No.
So now we're going to have a bonus segment. We're going to have some off-topic discussions with all of us. So, okay, Sal. So this rapper Blueface was at SoFi making it rain on strippers in the suite. A lot of people called him out saying that was inappropriate, including Kelly Stafford and other Ram podcasts. What's your take on it?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think that he's got people talking about him, so that's working. Plus, I think if they don't talk about him, no one really cares. He's not bothering nobody. I mean,
so you're cool with it?
Well, I mean, I'm not cool with it, but I don't think he's bothering anybody.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought you would have went. Okay.
No. I mean, I seen the video. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Okay.
Yeah, but to me, I just think that he's not bothering anybody. He's not hurting anyone. I think you can't really govern morality, And to me, I think he's he's doing his thing. He does it everywhere he goes. He causes commotion and stuff. But I think for anyone to judge, someone like that, especially someone younger, you come across looking bad.
Like a get off my lawn type of guy?
Yeah, because also it's like, your kids to say, hey, Mom, I see butts, in the next suite. I mean, come on now.
What's your take, Duane?
I think he went to the wrong state. I think he went to go to the Chargers. I think he should have went to the Chargers. I think he got confused because SoFi got the Chargers. Chargers, nobody cares. They need the attention.
Yeah.
So why'd you do it on the Rams game? Blueface should have done it at the Chargers. They would have got a lot more attendance going on. You could have ran them on the field.
No, but the reason why I did it at the Ram game is because you actually have people in the stands. If you go to the Charger game, you don't have anybody in the stands, right?
I mean, I don't think it's appropriate. There's a time and place for it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he probably this and that just to get. We know what he's about.
But it worked though, huh?
He got attention
he got
because
publicity.
everybody's asking me who's Blueface.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
But I just think it's rough though when you see to come out and talk about it on the podcast. That's another thing because you're putting. I mean, you look at Matthew Stafford. Look at from the beginning of the season where she was saying that he's having a hard time relating to these young players, right? And then all of a sudden now, these young. Rappers are over there. All these players know these guys. Yeah. They were their friends. Yeah. So you're really talking about their friends.
Like, hey, bring them to my house.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bothering no one. To me, as long as we win.
Good subject. Our next off topic. Gunna was seen getting a jersey. Now, if you guys don't know YSL trial with Young Thug and all them, I don't know if Gunna's the right guy you want to have hanging around your team, but Gunna was presented the jersey from Puka Nakua.
Technically, he's not in jail. Technically, he's out of jail. I don't know what the.
It did look kind of rough though.
I didn't read the chat.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
when I saw that, I was like,
yeah, that's. I thought.
Okay, would you rather have like Elton John or?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, no.
I saw I know, but you got to remember the Rams are young. They listen to that music.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. These players that's their friends.
Yeah, that's their
people.
people.
That's why you can't really come out and really.
But
say
you shouldn't
something.
govern like who. This is not the. You know what I mean?
Because what if he's at a Laker game? He could be at a Laker game front row. Kanye's there.
I mean, we have just been spoiled with guys like Jared Goff, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford. I mean, we've had Cooper Kupp. We've had guys that are really just mellow, classy guys. But that's not. A football team has all different characters.
Yeah, that's what Tom Brady said a long time ago. He had to relate to the younger generation. Exactly. He would listen to their music and stuff like that, so he could relate to them.
You remember when the Rams had Marcus Peters? I mean, it was funny.
Oh yeah, he was white people in the stand.
Yeah, yeah. And then also one time he was.
Man, him and Jalen Ramsey, remember?
Yeah. And then one time he was he was doing a press conference and he started cussing. He said, "Oh yeah, I got to clean up my language. Jared Goff told me to stop cussing." I mean, these guys they don't hurt anybody. They don't mean to do that. To me, I just think, look at the Raiders. The Raiders built a career off that.
And every Rams game, there's a celebrity. We go to the games, we see celebrities. They pan to the celebrity. Dr. Dre's in there. Look who's there. They show the rappers. Remember back in the day in the playoffs?
Yeah,
who they show? YG. They do that to bring, you know what I'm saying? So
but you won't see none of this going on in New Orleans.
No.
People want to come to L.A. L.A. is still L.A.
They do in Atlanta, though. You saw Ludacris. Atlanta, they get it. You saw the intro.
Yeah, but at what level, though? Not like, I mean, L.A. is L.A.
Yeah,
right?
but all the people in Atlanta live in L.A.
Atlanta has they have that underground,
All right, last topic, guys. This should be pretty simple. So, who was the most overhyped college football team this year? Was it Colorado or USC?
I would say Colorado.
Colorado.
I would have to say, yeah.
Who you say?
Colorado, because they came in.
But SC was for top 4. Had the top quarterback, and he finished 6-5, 7-5.
But you got a Hall of Fame
he's still
coach,
doing his job, though.
You knew Colorado wasn't going to be that good.
I know, but people are hyped up. That's why I always say this, right? When a team is winning, everybody's on the sidelines. When they're losing, anybody on the sidelines still?
No, that's
Any
true.
celebrity still on the sidelines? What's the record? 3-8, 3-7. What's the record?
4-8.
If you're going to support, keep on supporting. Don't stop.
And also, when you had all those transfers, right?
Yeah.
So. Dion's is talking about a team, right? Team effort, how tight they are, and then when he starts saying, "Oh, we got to get a whole new offensive line," you don't do that to your team.
He comes up as a salesman. Dion's a great guy, but I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's a good face of the franchise, but
guys like that, guys like
Colorado made a lot of money though. Enrollment, all this money because of the Dion factor. Because he's that person, he can walk in and change the whole dynamic of any room he walks in. Hall of Famer, this and that,
But he can also channel that energy into something good. He has value.
Oh, he does.
But he's a great spokesperson.
Yeah,
I love his energy and everything, but he just needs to tone it down. You don't have to do so much. To me personally, I thought he was more promoting his sons.
Oh yeah, the son's I'm going to Colorado, a brand new Rolls Royce.
Yeah, or with the watch.
It's like exactly.
You can't, you know what I mean? You just can't do that. I mean, I get it, and I like flashy, but if you're winning, it's one thing. But if you're not, it's kind of you gotta look foolish. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I thought it was going to be a question about Cheesecake Factory or something. Hey, did you see that one football player that went to Cheesecake Factory? He goes, "I love this place."
Oh, I did see that.
He was paying for dinner. For all
that's right. That was awesome.
That's what I said. The Cheesecake Factory is good.
Oh, yeah.
I like that place. Good menu.
Oh yeah, very
right?
good.
Yeah,
It's like the Yellow Pages, but it's a good menu.
Would you rather eat there or Olive Garden?
Oh, I like them both.
Well, they're both good, but Cheesecake Factory has more variety.
Yeah. They're both good though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you can't find something to eat on that menu, then you're just not hungry. Yeah, you're
Man,
just
take
not
your
hungry.
boy to El Torito. They got a good happy hour. And they got that Sunday brunch, boy.
Ooh.
And they sponsor the Rams.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. That was really nice.
Big shout out to our sponsors, La Brea Bakery Bread, Value Tina's Pizza in Garden Grove. Big shout out to our guest, Malik Jackson, my cousin. Make sure you come to the tailgate. Hey, whose house?
Rams house.
Whose house?
Rams house.
Woo!